Around 50 BC in Greece, there was an unnamed slave, and he had a difficult, laborious life. He faced a lot of torment by his master, who snapped his leg. He had a difficult life as a slave, which is understandable. But this slave, who was given a name by his followers years later, and this name was meant acquired or gained. They knew him as Epictetus. Epictetus spoke of tranquility and peace and freedom. He said these things were important. So even in his life as a slave, he found tranquility. He found peace. And listening to stories of him and his teachings, he was the embodiment of tranquility. He was a peaceful man despite all the things happening to him. And even when bad things were happening to him, he remained tranquil and peaceful, which is admirable. And then you think of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. He lived during the Antonine Plague. Countless of his friends and loved ones were dying due to this plague. Aurelius himself was sick most of his life. He lost 9 of his own children. He was fighting the barbarian hordes during the Marcomannic Wars. So many of his loved ones were dying on the battlefield. Friends were dying on the battlefield, being slaughtered by the barbarians. And, his own friends, some of them, friends we say, were trying to assassinate him, plotting ways to kill him. He had a stressful life as emperor. And he was known and he was remembered as a good man, the last great emperor of Rome. He served during the Pax Romana, the golden age of the Roman Empire. But even himself, Marcus Aurelius, writes in his book about tranquility and peace. And he found tranquility and peace. And even on his deathbed, he was dying there, stationed at war, and he had his friends around him. And it is accounted by historians that he was peaceful. He was very peaceful. And then you think of Seneca, who was forced to commit suicide by slicing his wrists and drinking hemlock. And during his death, he was peaceful. It was noted how peaceful and tranquil he was. The Stoics, as people who know them to be disciplined, courageous, awesome, cool people. But I think what's most important about them is that they were tranquil and peaceful. And I guess this leads to courage and discipline. If you can remain peaceful and tranquil during hard times, then the world is yours. That is a powerful person. So the following is 11 Stoic rules you must understand to find peace and tranquility. Welcome back to day 24 of 100 Stoic School with myself, William Mulligan, author of the Everyday Stoic, Simple Rules for a Good Life. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Let's jump into the episode. Stoicism is seen as the guide to the good life, and with Stoic School, I aim to help you understand fully everything there is about Stoicism and to be able to use it in your life to live the good life. And then by day 100, you'll be able to share everything you know with the people around you to help them live the good life. And because that's one of the principles of Stoicism, the circles of Heracles, to bring our concern to closer and closer from mankind, to loved ones, to us. So we care about ourselves and we care about loved ones, we care about mankind as much as we care about ourselves. So right now, you're in that first circle. You're concerned with yourself, you're getting help from me, you're learning about Stoicism, but soon you can share this to the broader circles and can help strangers. You can help your friends and loved ones so that they can feel the growth that you will feel from Stoic School and Stoicism. So number one thing you need to understand, and it might sound a bit scary, it might sound a bit sad, memento mori, you will die. And I know that sounds like it won't help you. It will help you. The reality of life, the reality of nature, the leaves will sprout in the spring, they'll blossom in the summer, then they'll fall in the autumn, and they'll die in the winter. The cycle of life. As with humans, we are sprung from earth, and we will fall to the earth, and we will turn to dust, and then we are dispersed into the earth and into the universe. This is just the nature of life, and it is nothing to fear because it is nature and it will happen regardless of your fear. What you don't want to do is allow the fear of death to hold you back in life, and the ignorance of death and the ignorance of your immortality to hold you also back in life, because as Seneca says, we live like immortals in all that we desire, but mortals in all that we fear. So people think we'll live forever. We put off death so much that we act like we'll live forever, and so we put off our life. We don't start that thing now, that important thing. We don't start it now. Once you understand that you are mortal and this time is precious, you will stop putting things off in life. Number 2, you cannot outrun your problems. Emperor Marcus Aurelius says people seek escape in the countryside and the seaside on holiday. But of course, you bring with you your mind, and all problems are internal because they are internalized problems of the external world. So I see this myself with people I know. They think, oh, when I move to this country, I'll be better. I'll no longer have my laziness. I'll start to be disciplined. I won't be as worried. I won't be as anxious. You just end up in a different place with these feelings. Yes, a change of scenery can help certain problems if there is an imminent threat or something causing you disturbance in your life. Escaping that disturbance will help. But most of your problems reside within, in the internal world, and you cannot outrun your internal problems. You have to start working on yourself rather than running away. People run away from the problems in life, and their escapes can seem very productive. You have self-help people saying, go to the gym, it will help you with your problems. Go for a run, it will help you with your problems. Study, meditate. These things are good and are better than being destroyed by your problems. But I remember, I think it was Chris Bumstead, he was saying about this, you have all these people running away from the problems in the gym, working out. All you're doing is suppressing that problem, and it resides somewhere within you, and at some point, and it will cause friction, it will cause problems to bubble up inside you, it will cause anger, it will cause anxiety and stress. So you have to face these things. Number 3, desire makes you poor. Epictetus said this, Seneca said this, Marcus Aurelius said this. The riches that we desire make us feel poor because desiring something shows that we lack something. Makes sense? It's like Diogenes the Cynic. He had nothing, a naked man living in a barrel. Yet people said he was the richest man in the world. And Alexander the Great, he had millions. He commanded thousands. He went to visit Diogenes and he said, Diogenes, what can I offer you? He stood over him and said, what can I offer you? I can give you anything. Diogenes said, move out of the way of the sun. The point is, Diogenes didn't desire anything, so he was a rich man. Very rich. The point is, you keep wanting things, trying to acquire things to make you feel rich, to make you feel full, to make you feel accomplished. These things will just be burdens on you. And the desire for them will make you feel empty. It's about that self-work, that internal work. Keep working on that. That'll make you feel rich. Number 4, the universe is change. There's a famous quote, the universe is change, our lives are opinion. Our lives are just the opinion of this change. The universe changes. It will never stay consistent. So don't think that you can stay in your simple routine and things won't be shaken up. Life can hit you with some blows. It can hit you with some miracles. We don't know. The universe is changed. That is one fact of life. The universe is changed. Be prepared for this change. Number 5, the only thing we have is the present. The past and future don't exist. But 99.9% of our problems exist in the past and future. We've got so much weight of regret on the past, and we've got so much weight of fears and anxiety on the future. All these problems are real within us. They cause disturbance within us. They cause anxiety within us and stress within us. But if all our problems live within these areas of future and past, but the past and future aren't real, then once we fully understand that the only thing that exists is the present, then all the problems that are attached to the past and future disappear as well. It takes a bit of practice, it takes a lot of practice actually. The only problems that exist are the problems that are right in front of you. And with any luck, you have the tools, especially following Stoicism, you have the tools to face them correctly, to make the best decisions, the wisdom to make the best decision, the courage to stand up against these things. So, Number 6, less is more. There's a famous quote by Bruce Lee: hack away at the unessential. The closer to the source, the less wastage there is. Less really is more. In this day and age, we're all consumers. We want more belongings, more likes, more followers, more friends, more respect, more experience, everything. We want everything because we believe that attaining these things is progress. We believe if we are down here in our lives, we feel down here in our lives, low at the bottom stage, then by acquiring more, we climb up the ladder, we get higher and higher. And there's a common belief that the higher up the ladder, the better standing you have in the world, the better you feel. The higher up the ladder, the more baggage you carry, the more things you own. And by owning things, the things own you. By wanting more and desiring more, you get weighed down by more. So you start to strip away at the unessential, as Bruce Lee says. Hack away at these things, get rid of them. Less really is more. Once you have less things in your life, less things to focus on, less things to do, less goals, less things weighing you down, you start to see what's really important. You can start to listen to the internal world. Something interesting is that we all ask ourselves these questions every day. I remember I used to ask questions to myself every day. What is my purpose in life? Why aren't I happy? What do I want to do? Why are people this way? What is my meaning? And then, of course, we start to try get more. We start to scroll on our phone, look at more things, like more things, get more things. And we never give ourselves the space or the time to answer the questions we keep asking ourselves daily. But once you accept less is more and you just sit there, maybe one day try this, sit there and just say, boredom's okay. I remember this is the greatest hack I learned. Boredom is okay. It's fine. Just try it. Sit there in silence, bored out your mind. And after a while, you start to just go, what is my purpose? And you start to see the answers. You go, well, it's not scrolling on my phone all day. And you start to notice things. Less really is more. A quick word from our sponsor, Huel. I really like Huel. When I was writing my book, I was using Huel to power me through every single day. When I had my daily greens, when I had my meals, when I had my shakes, it stopped me from going to the shop, buying a load of rubbish, buying a load of unhealthy food, wasting loads of money. And these things do add up. Those quick journeys to the shop every day, the money adds up, the unhealthy foods add up, the wasted time adds up. So if I ever get those cravings, I grab a Huel and it fills my cravings. I feel good, it tastes delicious, it's quick and easy. And if you have any interest in the Huel products, then check the link in the description. Let's get back to the episode. Number 7, it is not things that harm us, but our opinion of these things. This quote is super famous in modern day therapy. It was the inspiration behind cognitive behavioral therapy and rational emotive behavioral therapy. It is not things that harm us, but our opinion of these things. What does this mean? We speak in Stoicism about the dichotomy of control of the external world. The external, Conor McGregor said this, nothing external can touch the internal if your internal is strong enough. But the Stoics go further. Nothing external can touch the internal. They can't. The only thing that touches the internal is your internal reaction and opinion of the external. And I know I'm confusing you by saying internal, external quite a lot, but the world happens externally. The bus drives past you and you miss it. It doesn't stop for you, which happens quite a lot to me. The bus drives past you, external. That can't harm you unless your internal decides that you're harmed. Your opinion is that the bus driver hates you and you're a loser and you're always going to be a loser and you're going to be late to work and your boss is going to shout at you and the world is horrible. That's your internal, creating an opinion about the external. Or the bus can go past and you go, wee, and you just accept it. It is what it is. Maybe you can make the most of it. Make something good. You get more time to sit and watch the world go by, to relax, to practice your Stoic principles. Remember, Musonius Rufus, the tutor of Epictetus, this great Stoic, he said that when he was exiled to the Greek island of Gyarus, this harsh island, he was exiled there by Emperor Vespasian, I believe. It was a punishment. He's seen it as a chance to learn his Stoic practices. And that's what I'm saying to you. You missed the bus. It's a chance to learn your Stoic practices. Practice them. Number 8, everything is borrowed. It's like the song, Everything is Borrowed. I believe that's a song by, I can't remember the band's name, Ian. Anyway, I'm sure one of the comments will know the song, Everything is Borrowed. So, everything is borrowed. Nothing is ours to keep. This is belongings. You know, they talk about the cup. You have a beautiful cup. Just know that this cup is not yours. One day it may break, and don't get sad that it's broke. Same with your phone or your car. These things don't last forever, so don't be disturbed when you lose them. And Epictetus goes as far to say that your loved ones are borrowed. They are not yours. When you're kissing your wife or child goodnight, remind yourself that these are mortal. And what happens to mortals? Mortals will die. Nothing is yours. Do not believe that you can hold on to anything in this universe, because everything is given on loan by the universe and will be taken back as you yourself, this mortal flesh, this vessel in which your soul resides, is borrowed and will return to dust. So, nothing is yours. Everything is borrowed. And this just helps you to stop clinging onto things, and it helps you let go of things when they go. When you break your cup, when you break your phone, it wasn't yours to hold forever. Number 9, you don't control externals. This is the dichotomy of control that I spoke about. Epictetus famously said, some things are within our power, others are not. Within our power, our opinion, motivation, desire, aversion. In a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power. Health, wealth, reputation, office, and in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. We only control this internal world. We do not control externals. Attaching yourself to externals, trying to control externals, trying to have a hand on externals is like spinning all these plates whilst stopping the rain, whilst fighting the waves, trying to stop the waves from coming in. It's impossible. And it will cause so much friction, so much disturbance, so much stress, so much wasted energy. Then you realize you don't control these things, you just control the your reaction to these things. And you have all this energy and focus to control the internal world. Think about it, you're expending all your energy and focus to this vast infinite universe, and the infinite happenings in this infinite universe. But you can expend all your energy and focus to this internal works. Your body, the person you are, your opinion, your motivation, your desire and aversion, what you think of things, what you move towards, what you move away from. So the next one is number 10, you will face rude people. The Stoics had this idea, this practice called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of the evils that may befall you in your day. Epictetus says when you go out to public baths, know that people will splash you, people will be rude, people will have bad language, these kind of things. And you must know this. I know this, that when I catch the bus, sometimes there's a rude person on the bus that takes up the seat, even when there's like people standing, or there's elderly people standing, they put their feet on the seat. And I'm like, can you not see there's an elderly person there? And sometimes I just like to move their bag and sit next to them. Or I like to say, hey, do you want to sit down? That's a good one. Offer the seat to someone else. It makes them feel awkward, and they should feel awkward for being so rude, putting their feet on a seat when there's an elderly person or anyone standing. They think having their feet on a seat is more important than someone else's comfort. Anyway, you'll face these people in life. I know this. I used to see these people every morning. I see them on the bus. I used to be annoyed by them every morning. Oh, he's there again. Oh, he's there again. It's foolish to expect not to see these things when you already know that you will meet these things every single day. So the Stoics say you will face these things. Premeditatio malorum. You think in the morning, I'm going to face these things. How will I deal with them? I won't be disturbed by them because I expect them. I'll cope with them in a way. I used to think a lot about these people that use their bags on the seats. They block all their seats thinking that their bag deserves a seat when an elderly person doesn't. Ridiculous. But I used to think about this and it used to annoy me. And I started thinking, well, why don't I just do something about it? I know this person will do it every single morning. So I started to do it. I started to have a little bit of courage and just stand up for what is right. Just say, can you move your bag? I want to sit there. Excuse me, do you want to sit there? There's a free seat here. Just act a bit ignorant and just do it anyway. And number 11, the last rule you must understand to find peace and tranquility according to the Stoics. Difficulties, as Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. What's so good about this? You welcome difficulties. When bad things happen, it's like lifting weights at the gym. The difficulties are like lifting heavy weights. And when you keep facing these difficulties, you strengthen your mind. Lifting weights strengthens the body. Facing difficulties strengthens the mind. And this is why you meet people that have grown up in such difficult environments, harsh environments, and that their strength of character is just unparalleled. It's ridiculous. And it's admirable. Because when they face these difficulties, they get stronger and stronger. There's a caveat, though, that people never talk about, and Seneca didn't talk about, is if you allow these things to crush you, if you lift a heavy weight, labor, strength the body, if you allow these things to hurt you and you do not go back and make the correct recoveries, so you go to the gym, you make sure you rest, you make sure you get your protein, you make sure you get your sleep, that is how you grow. That's how you grow from the labor. You need these things. If you do not have these things, then the weights will deteriorate your body. Fact. And it's the same with the mind. If you face these difficulties and you do not come to terms with them, so you either run away from them, you ignore them, you try to cope with them by drinking or whatever, you mask them, then the difficulties will not strengthen your mind. They will destroy you. They will reside within you like toxic poison and spread throughout your body. So there's a slight caveat to Seneca's quote, difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body. You must find that space to deal with these things correctly. Otherwise, they will destroy you. And that is 11 Stoic rules to find peace and tranquility. That is it for day 24 of 100 Stoic School with myself, William Mulligan, who happens to be the author of the Everyday Stoic. Thank you for listening. I hope you're learning a lot. If you've been here since day one, please leave a comment. I'd love to say, I know some of you do leave comments. I'm aware of you and I appreciate your support. If you're listening to this on YouTube, 76% of you that listen to these episodes are not subscribed. So please subscribe. It really does help me. It really helps, actually. Big deal. More than you can know. Hit the notification bell on Apple and Spotify. 40% of you who are listening are not subscribed. So subscribe, hit that notification bell. I only realized you can hit notification bells on Spotify, and it's really helpful now. I've subscribed to some podcasts that I like, and I'll just be doing my walk on my daily commute on the bus, or I'll be cooking in the kitchen, and then the notification pops up. It says, thing is, podcast is now out. And I'm like, cool, I'll listen to it. Awesome. It's just a quick reminder, because sometimes you forget these things. And if you really want to support what I'm doing, you really want to help someone you love or someone you care about, or just someone, and you really want to help them, invite them to Stoic School. Share Stoicism with them. It might change their life, might save their life. And if you want a good guide to the good life, following simple rules, following my journey, my book, The Everyday Stoic, Simple Rules for a Good Life, is available on Amazon and all good bookstores. And to clear confusion, yes, there's different covers of this book. It's the same book, right? It's the exact same book, just different translations, different covers. But there's going to be 16 different covers so far. There'll be more in the future. But just clear up confusion. It's the same book, just different languages, different regions. So in America, I get a lot of people saying, I can't find your book. This is what it looks like. It looks slightly different, but all of them equally as good. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.